Okay, well, I'm going to have a sit right here and smoke this. Willie, you're welcome to join me. I vote, while we hydrate, that maybe we consider that, we could go get horses and do this faster. Come back and we can see better.
I don't think at this rate we'll be able to catch with our current speed.
No, there's no chance of overtaking it. However, it needs to seek shelter during the day or else it will turn to stone. That's where we have our advantage. It hasn't been using any care to cover up its tracks, so between the two of us, we'll be able to track it rather easily.
And if we're headed into the Southdowns, it'll keep at least the goblins off our back during the day as well. I like this plan.
I apologize, Willie, but it may not be your concern, but it is mine, and it is his. That is what we do.
Instead of digging up the grave because it's wrong, which I understand, even if it is for, archaeological purposes, what if you lot go get us what we need to come by day? And then, Willie and I can maybe go sneak a peek at Temius's house. See if we can figure out, based on his collection of treasures from his adventures, hearsay, we might be able to figure out what they're actually looking for. And then we'll meet back up just for the break of dawn, and we'll ride out, and we will track us a troll.
So I had a thought, and I don't like it. Very much. It's rude and quite unsavory. But I think ultimately, I was wrong initially in my thought. If I were going to be hiding something and I didn't want anybody in my family to know about it, and I didn't want them to have it, the best place for it would be either in my body or in the grave.
Are you telling me we're going to dig him up?
Glowfrom, you dig up this corpse, pop in maybe a pry bar, a blacksmith's hammer, and you wrench up some of the nails that hold this coffin lid on. Yeah. It is empty.
Really? You don't think the troll ate the body, do you?
I think the troll ate the body. I don't understand why this man would come running on back.
Do you think he offered up the body?
That's a great success. To save himself. How else do you think that he'd be able to get out? He gave the body.
But the hole was covered. It doesn't make sense. So he left the body out and then recovered it, and then a troll wandered up?
Oh yeah, I suppose that does make sense now that you say that.
Okay, so I get. Okay, Willie. So you're saying that the troll covered back up after he took the body? Well, then we shouldn't go bother old Thomas.
No, we need to go and find his troll.
Elivornith was right.
Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of Shattered Crown. I know it's been a hot minute, and our characters are about to be in hot pursuit of a troll. But life and schedules and illnesses got in the way. So we're here, we're back. We did a recap, we're here. There's all kinds of music and things that happened. That's it. If you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is over on our Patreon. A link for that down below. Go join it. Don't make excuses. Just do it. And if you don't do it, I'm going to lean real heavy next week and be like, I'm a veteran and it's close to Veterans Day. And I'm going to guilt you into things. So just do it now and save yourself the guilt. And while you're down there, click on that Discord link, join us in the Discord, be a part of the community, be a part of the conversation. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner is the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, I torture our players. Currently, there's a troll that they're fighting. So, and two, every single dollar that goes into that goes back to these wonderful faces that you see here before you. Without further ado, let me open my notes here. 4 braying horses stand ready on the outskirts of Bree. Atop ride an elf of Rivendell, a ranger of the north, a man of Dale, a dwarf of the Blue Mountains, and a shire hobbit. Today, the call for adventure has taken them from the comfort of the homely prancing pony and pointed them toward the Southdowns. Their purpose? To track down a troll, figure out what it was doing digging around at the Barrow Hill of Bree, and to dissuade its return. The 4 of you sit... Dissuade, exactly, yes. The 4 of you sit atop your various horses. Note I did say there were 5 people and only 4 horses. 2 of you are riding tandem. And you sit facing away from the road toward the South Downs, in the direction that Elverneth and Urgoth had tracked or had found the direction of this troll. With Elverneth's knowledge of troll kind, you know that this thing probably traveled all through the night. However, you have the advantage that it cannot travel in the daytime. So, as the 4 of you, 5 of you rather, sit atop your 4 ponies, ready to take on this challenge, I ask, what are you guys doing?
Who's on tandem?
The
Forget.
two,
Well,
the
of
two
course, the
tinies.
2 little people.
Uh,
Oh, but
Okay.
I thought it was going to be the elf and the man boy.
Oh,
Makes sense.
we're
About
having a
me,
conversation
sorry.
about
So
who's
close
sharing a
together.
horse now. Look, I believe that Willie and I have shared a fair share of horses in the past.
Much cheaper that way.
It's so much cheaper, and both of our asses fit on it.
fair enough.
Save the money where you can, and where you can't, don't.
Is it daytime right now? Already?
It is just after dawn.
Okay.
We should set out and look for the trail again and get on our way. Does anyone need anything before we head out?
Have a stiff drink, but
I mean,
Oh,
go
I
for a
can
bit
I
of
can fix you with
taters
that. Oh, okay.
and a
Well,
good
we
nice
can't-
just an
rest, but,
expression.
you know.
Okay, so we're gonna get taters and drinks when we get back.
Oh, thought you'd say that.
Here, you may have some of this. And I pull out a broad leaf wrapped bundle of lambda
Ooh.
spread and break off a little.
Okay.
I break off like this much.
You know, I think I've had a dwarven lifetime full of lambda spread. I'll maybe wait on the taters.
Anyone else?
I just shake my head.
I
Kind
pop
of
it in my
you,
mouth
Kind of you.
and
Yeah.
put it away.
You see Orphan lean over and kind of hold out his hands secretly because he's so damn tired of eating lamba spread for the last however long he's been.
I wrote about it though in my book. I even drew a picture,
Oh, lovely.
all wrapped up in its leaf too. I know you can't tell. Just because I'm a good writer doesn't make me a good artist.
Willie,
That is very fair.
I don't want to set your mood afoul on your, first big adventure here.
What a great way to say that.
Not an adventure, it's excursion. An excursion.
Yeah, an
Yes,
excursion.
This is an investigative journey.
Right,
Yes.
right. That ends in a troll. Yeah, of course. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But Willie, as you, I imagine since you're smaller, you're in the front of the pony, so that way Glowfrom can see over you. As that first little tummy rumble hits you, you realize that you haven't had much sleep tonight, and you're likely going to miss first breakfast and second breakfast.
Oh no, don't tell me that.
Perhaps lunch. You have no idea how far this goes. So I just want you to wrap your head around how many meals you might miss.
Missing one is one too many.
That's true. That's true. As a
And I've
fat
already
kid,
missed one.
I agree.
We didn't have final dinner.
That's true. or a midnight snack.
Right?
What I will need before we set out on this journey is to employ a level of mechanics here. There are journey rules and journey roles in this game. The roles are the guide, the hunter, the lookout, and the scout. The guide is in charge of all decisions concerning route, rest, and supplies. The hunter is in charge of finding food in the wild. The lookout is in charge of keeping watch. And the scout is in charge of setting up camp and opening up new trails. There can only be one guide but there can be multiple of everything else, as long as there is at least one of each. So, for all of you guys, what would you fit into?
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I would imagine.
Side
open-
note for players, you can look in your handouts, and under the traveling company, it describes each role and what they do.
Yep.
Ooh,
I added notes for you guys.
Yes.
Look at that, Mike. So prepared.
Where is that?
It's under.
Under the journal
Docu-
on the top right hand side of Roll20.
Oh, traveling company. Gotcha.
Yeah, under rules.
Okay. Well, I have real food. I know
Great.
we're talking about second breakfasts and such. I guess I can do. I have a lot of skill in travel.
Okay.
Setting up
I have
camp and opening up new trails.
I have 3 in hunting.
Oh, well, it sounds like you're getting lunch.
But I'm
Yeah.
not. It's not favored, but it is 3. So
I do have favored in travel as well, but it's only 2 in travel. So
2's not bad.
I have 2
Um,
in travel. That's not favored though.
Oh, I've
So,
got 3
orphan.
and it's favored. So could I
Sounds
be?
like
I guess I could be the guide.
Hmm.
Is that how that works, Mike? Do we have to make a roll?
You will
Yes.
eventually have to make rolls, correct? Right now, less so. But in general, I just want to have a feel for who's in charge of what here.
Sure.
I have
Okay,
a
well,
I'm
I have
pretty
a
good
pretty
at-
decent awareness.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh,
Oh no, yeah, I'm pretty solid in awareness, insight, scan is favorable. So I'm probably pretty good
shoot.
at a lookout.
Look out.
Yeah,
So
that-
we
yeah,
just need
absolutely.
a scout.
Okay, so the
be
guide
the
is going to
scout.
be Glowfram. The hunter I'm hearing is going to be Urgoth.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Is that-
What's
is
your
that accurate?
hunting again?
3.
3. Oh yeah, then.
Yeah.
I have a lookout in Willie. We need 1 scout at least.
I mean, that makes sense for our elf because
Yeah.
you're going to need to go first and you're very sneaky because
I
you're
d-
scouting the way for new trails.
Yeah,
and
I
then-
don't have anything in stealth, but I do have it in hunting and awareness, and
oh,
man,
I only have 1 in stealth, but it's favored.
yeah, I have
That's-
nothing in stealth, so
Side note, that's where I will be putting my exploits once
yeah.
once we determine how many I'm getting.
So I will
but-
let you guys know. The guide will be rolling travel for some meta. The guide will be rolling travel. The scout will roll explore. The lookouts will roll awareness, and the hunter will roll hunting.
Okay. Honestly,
I
I'm fairly
do
like
have
even.
2 in explore as well. It's not favored, but I could roll for explore if nobody else has it.
I do have explorer too.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
So, which one is explore again?
Explore is the scout.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
feel
you
like
said-
it would make sense that because he's learning from Elavorneth, that Olfin would be following Elavorneth out into scouting missions and learning from her and being out there. So
Real quick.
yes.
I just want to say thank you, Eris, for for phonetically spelling your name out.
You're welcome. I
I
noticed
practiced.
people were having problems with it, so I figured I'd put
Oh
it
my god!
phonetically in
Thank
our
you
Zoom
so much. That is amazing.
so that
That-
you can
Wait. So
you
it's
can have a little
Elverneth?
Elverneth.
Elavorneth?
Elverneth.
Elverneth.
Elvorneth.
Elvorneth.
Elverneth.
I love that we're just gonna
Elverneth.
we'll have a pronunciation
Elv.
off for this.
Look, we don't want to be going and facing up against a troll, okay? So anything that we can do to make sure that we aren't doing that,
Yeah.
this is what we're going to be doing.
What do we need to call for help? We need to make sure we say her name right.
That's
Um,
that's
Mike,
fair.
you said that there can only be 1 guide, but there could be 2 of any other of the other ones, right?
That is,
Yes.
but there has to be at least 1 of each.
Okay.
Which I think we have 1 of each. I think Olfin
Yes.
hasn't. He's so like evened out in everything. There's no one thing that he's especially special on. So
Yeah, so
I
just
think
pick
he
one.
can. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna. I'll
okay.
do scout. I'll do scout.
Okay, makes
Perfect.
sense. Makes sense. Outstanding.
Okay.
It'd be real embarrassing if I
And-
don't bring back food.
Yeah.
Since there
Can
are 4 roles and 5 of us, Elverneth will assist in whatever
Oh!
else needs to be done.
I
Correct.
have
Oh
you
yeah, I feel like
down.
you're the leader.
I have you down as a scout. with Orphan.
Oh, yeah,
There
y'all
we
go
go.
together to scout it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because you're
All right.
trainee trainer situation.
Yeah.
Although it's funny because Orphan has better scouting
Do I?
or exploring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. You have age
I
and
only
wisdom.
had so many things.
Yeah. Outstanding. So you guys all stand on the basically the main road, looking down at the South Downs. No one has stepped off with their horse and headed down the trail. Who's leading the way?
have a
What are you guys
question.
doing? Yes.
I'm a well-traveled dwarf, so it says his character sheet here. Well, I've got a question about what can we expect when we get into the South Downs? We know we said there's a troll here, but you know, what's the general vibe?
That's a
Yeah, what's
good
the-
question.
What's the vibe check?
That's a good question. Let's see. You're a dwarf of the Western variety. Roll me lore.
Oh, okay. I can do that. Lore. Oh, wait.
Maybe she can't.
Oh, I failed it. I botched it.
Oh no.
I don't see the roll yet. Love that. Love roll.
Well, it was a hot 8.
Oh, a spicy 8. Okay. So your general knowledge of the South Downs, your non-specific knowledge here, is that the South Downs is bordered on the west-hand side, which you guys can see on the map. The west-hand side by the Greenway, on the north by the East Road, which is what you guys are standing on, right? You're standing on the East Road currently. The South Downs is a range of hills running from east to west for about 100 miles. It is dreary and empty and rather featureless. The hills sport some vegetation and very few animals. There are the Briefolk and the Rangers both have little reason to even be in this area, and usually avoid it when possible. There is the biggest thing you note about this, and this kind of everyone would know. One of the big reasons people avoid it is there is a thick miasma, like a big nasty cool mist or fog that sort of rolls down here from time to time from the Barrow Downs. And everyone knows the Barrow Downs is a place you don't fuck with. So the vibe of the mist rolling down from the Barrow Downs adds a layer of, oh, I don't want to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as we stand looking over the South Downs, I say, you know, I've been a few places, but I usually avoid where, you know, the mist is taller than my head so I can see. So we might proceed with some caution.
Makes sense to me.
I would agree, particularly because something sent that troll out. So who knows what else could be here.
And since I can't say masma in my accent, because it's not a word that probably even exists.
It is a word that
I
exists.
will say, for dwarves, maybe not. I'll say a fleeting heaping pile of fog ahead. It's going to make it difficult to see.
Fucking word. Rude.
I couldn't do it in the accent.
Fucking words.
I only make up some words, Dot. Okay. So as the guide, Urgoth, I will say you are the first to sort of set off into these South Downs or into the southern parts of Breeland. Elverneth,
I'm the hunter.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Glowfram's the guide. So Glowfram and Willie, you step off. Elverneth, you are familiar enough with the South Downs. Again, it's not a place even like Rivendell elves really go to. There's not really nothing. There's not enough going on here for you need to be around here. But you're aware of it in case of like ranging that you might happen to walk through, that kind of thing. But the first portion of your day, and yes, I did say the first portion of your day, is spent fairly simply going through what is currently farmland and what used to be farmland and what really used to be farmland. As you can see, the area of men has slowly shrank over time. This portion of your day is fairly chill. You guys are clopping along on your horses. There's not unless you're following the Greenway, there's no road here. So you're just kind of like taking like, game trails and whatever you can find, all the meanwhile keeping an eye out for things broken down or footprints from the troll. Based on the amazing rolls you had last episode, I'm not going to have you roll to start to find the path. You guys rolled well enough to know where the trail begins. This is where the downside comes for Willie. The day passes on. Breakfast comes and goes, unless you guys stop. Second breakfast comes and goes. Perhaps some more lemnis bread is passed around, perhaps some hardtack, a piece of jerky maybe. Lunch comes and goes. Afternoon tea is a near impossibility. And we are beginning to approach the late afternoon.
I see Willie struggling. And it wouldn't be right to me as a friend not to at least fulfill him in some way. So as we get close and we pass time for tea, which I know is maybe Willie's favorite. Yeah, tea time. Okay, we can't do a
Just one
table.
of those gentle,
I know.
gentle moments where you can calm your mind and just relax.
Well, you know how a dwarf calms their mind. Sharpening steel and smoking a pipe. So I pack a pipe for old Willie and I to share in place of tea time. I know it's not the same, but at least we can get, our heads in the right way,
Willie's been smoking his pipe this whole time. Every time that's just about his tummy rumbles, just popping up. And
okay. Well, maybe I just
now
repack
you're
it
gonna
for
make
him
another
then.
pipe. No, he'll smoke that one too because
Yeah, we're gonna get through the lack of food through pipe smoking.
Dot, usually we save our stars till after, but I have to appreciate the character you built here, because when you said, you know how a dwarf relaxes or spends their time, and the whole crew went,
Don't say it.
No, Dot, we don't. And it could be the next words could be anything out of your mouth, and we have no idea what they are.
Trust me, the amalgamation of things that ran through my head before I was like, oh, maybe not for live broadcast.
God dang. Outstanding. So the day crawls on. The path continues with no signs of slowing. As far as you, Elverneth and Urgoth can tell, this troll was going. He was trekking it as fast and based on like the amazing hunting rolls you had before, on all fours. This thing was going as fast as its big stumpy limbs could carry it. You are approaching the late afternoon. Do you plan on riding into the night?
What is this?
Okay.
No, we haven't slept. I'm cranky. I'm probably complaining the entire time how hungry I am. We need to be stopping. Like, the horse is going to be hungry. I'm certainly hungry. I don't understand how none of you aren't feeling hungry too. I'm tired.
Okay, Willie. Maybe a stop. Because it's true, the horses need a break, and we could use a break, and Willie's getting hangry.
Elveneth approaches on her horse and hands Willie an apple. Apple. There's an apple in her hand.
Bread.
It's one of the horse's apples.
In terms of being all the way through the South Downs, how much longer are we expecting? Like, because at what point does the troll just not be in the South Downs anymore?
Well, Dot, if you let me, you know what? Let's let the audience in on this. Switching over to this sweet little map scene here. If you look at the village of Bree here on your character sheet, on the
yes,
map
I
here,
see it. It's cute.
You see the area that's nice and flat before the area that's nice and hilly? That's where you are. So technically, you're south of Bree and haven't actually hit the Downs yet.
I thought.
Yeah.
We're not there.
So you are headed towards the South Downs. It has taken you probably 3/4 of a day to get this far.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a trek. These are some miles
It-
here.
Well, let me tell you, it's 147 miles out to Bree. I know it because I'm trying to walk it.
That's true. From the Shire.
From the Shire to get
Yeah.
out of the Shire. It's
Oh,
just a
that's
whole.
funny. I've already
So,
completed that one.
oh, that's fun because you rode, you skated to Mordor.
Come on,
I'm walking.
Two
One
wheels.
one does
Anyways.
just skate into
Two
Mordor.
wheels for one wheelie.
Willie,
does not skate.
Gnome does. Okay, so in terms of we're are we close to the South Downs? You know, since
So
I'm the
as
one
you
doing.
yes,
yeah.
as you are approaching late afternoon and you are discussing stopping and whether to have a meal or to press on, and an apple is given to Willie, you see the sloping landscape ahead of you. You are essentially at the mouth of the South Downs.
The South Downs mouth.
The South Downs mouth.
Southbound mouth.
Yeah.
I think Orphan turns to Elvernet and Paul. Not Paul. Damn it. Paul, change your character.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Turns to you both and goes, you just type in no. Damn you, Paul.
I thought we was looking for the troll. Looks like we've already got one.
Let the troll in this call.
Terrible.
Well, what is it you were saying, Orvram? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the crunching of this apple up here.
Does it look like this troll has stopped at all? Like, does it look like it's in any process of getting? Are we catching up in any sense of the word, or is it still the same distance?
Could I, like, with that, take a look and see if there's any signs of whether the pace and the difference, if like the trail that we're following is becoming thicker and more based off of his more recency, or does it seem like it's the same kind of trail?
Yeah. What do your man eyes see, or God?
Okay. Yes, you can. Roll me hunting.
Oh, hell
the
yeah.
hunter.
I swear, man. I swear. If we pull another void where I'm proficient, but I still get nothing, I'm gonna rage.
Join
Zero
the club.
bonus.
I just.
No.
Right, 0 bonus, right?
Yeah, 0 bonus.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey!
Hey!
Okay.
Look, it's this.
All right,
Okay,
there we go.
cool,
All right,
cool,
roll
cool.
20. I see you. Okay,
Cool,
good.
Yes. So to answer your question in short here, yes, it does look like the area you are approaching is likely where the troll was approaching towards daylight. So he can't be too, like, if he's sleeping during the day or hiding during the day because they'll turn to stone.
That's where he'll be in that area.
He can't be too much further. However, I will add this as a caveat here because you did get a feat success. You are approaching nightfall,
Damn it.
which means you have basically like the next hour to 2 hours to find him, or
Okay.
he's on the run again.
Am I able to ask another question
Sure.
just for some clarity?
Yeah.
If I can tell these tracks, see that he's, clearly closer in proximity, based on the tracks and the trails, am I able to tell how fresh it is based off of like hourly?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You don't have to roll for that. You would know that. It is the late afternoon.
Yeah.
And this thing cannot go out in the daytime. So these tracks would be probably around the same time as you set out. So like probably just before the region of dusk. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. Basically, once the sun breaks the horizon, and he can be cast like a vampire, right? It turns to stone. Harris, do you have a question?
I do. I just wanted to wait until you're done. My question is, looking out on the landscape, does it appear there's anywhere that this troll could have possibly taken cover or hidden, coming up within the time that it would take for the sun to set? Like if we could travel that distance between now and then. I will just say as a side note that I have keen-eyed on my descriptor.
Yeah, you don't have to roll for this. I'm trying to figure out how to word the answer here, without sounding like an asshole. You could, depending on how well you navigate through rough terrain. If you all are, agile on your toes, don't get stuck in brambles, don't fall down a hole, get trapped in a box canyon, you could find this place. However, as you enter the South Downs, or when you enter the South Downs, the terrain drastically changes.
Oh, so we can't take the horses.
You can, but it's no faster than if you were walking.
Oh.
I want to.
Well-
I'm gonna turn over to Ulfram and be like, I don't think he's that far off. These trails don't seem as loose as the earlier ones, so this is a bit heavier, it's a bit fresher. But based on what it looks like around us, we don't have much time to pinpoint his exact locations, but he can't be that far off.
Well, he must have found somewhere to hide.
Yeah.
When the sun came up, so maybe we can. Okay, well, here's the question: do we go on foot or do we take the horses?
We still have some light left, so we could possibly take the horses as far as we can, and then afterwards, if we must, we can follow on foot.
Well, my hope would be that we catch up to him before daylight. That way we can deal with whatever it is we're dealing with before he can come out of his hidey hole.
And who knows if he does come out of his hidey hole and is no longer daylight, the trail might be lost again because he is much faster.
True.
The only reason we caught up
faster.
the only reason why we caught up is because he's not moving right now.
Would you say that, Mike, that he's unnaturally fast or has been running an unnaturally long time?
I would love to tell you that if you give me a successful lore roll.
You bastard.
Ooh, can I look? Can I look?
You can
Actually,
look. You can look, in fact. And I will give you actually
I got a feat success.
Okay, I'll take a feat success. Elbert, I will give you a bonus +1.
Nice. I also have favored in lore, so can I?
Yeah, you can roll.
Maybe
You can roll about your general knowledge of
Feat success, extraordinary,
Yay.
and great. We all know something.
Okay. Aris, just so you are aware, that bonus die was for your shadow lore. You are a shadow lore scholar. So in short, since the question was fairly simple here, yes, this is moving unnaturally fast.
Look, in my day, I've chased a troll or two. I know, glow from I know the peaceful, but I haven't always been that way. I did have to live with the rest of the dwarves, and we've had to fight a troll or two on occasion when you dig too deep or you find a cavern. They don't actually run this fast. There's no way that a troll would have made it from the town of Bree to here before sunrise. Something strange and amiss.
That is true.
I would agree with that. Every time I've chased one before, they've always caught up with it before day.
And look, as somebody that tends to have a bit of extra weight upon them, as most trolls tend to do, one can only run so far before you have to give it all a break, Trolls don't tend to have, a great endurance.
Actually, that's the
Then we must prepare for
They do.
something that is
they have
perhaps
massive
not quite.
endurance.
Yes, because the game includes it as their HP, Mike, but I'm talking about them actually having to run with all that fat body weight upon them. Sometimes you got to rest.
Maybe cave trolls. So
Either way, this is absolutely
Well.
unnatural, and I think we should probably prepare for something that is not quite our average troll if we do catch up to it in time.
I'm
'Cause this is
beginning to
not normal.
wonder, are we sure we need to find this troll?
I don't think that we need to at this point. I'm so flipping hungry that if I don't get something in my body, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something outrageous.
Perhaps you
I
can
don't
beat up a
care
troll.
about whatever treasure there is now. It is not worth. It's an entire day's worth of meals.
Well, a troll in a single meal, it's about as much as a hobbit in a day. So I imagine if we find the troll and his hole, he may have some good eating.
But now, because the sun's already going down, right, we might find ourselves with a very hungry troll. And what do you propose that we're going to be doing once we meet up with this hungry troll?
Fighting it.
Taking care of it.
Well,
What does fighting and taking care of it mean?
Killing it.
I was simply interested in finding the body of old Tamius and maybe whatever it was that was buried with him. This is why Glowfrom's here. I don't necessarily have anything out for the troll, but we also don't want it coming back into the town of Bree. So, if it runs off farther.
There's no
This
guarantee that it
troll-
won't come back, though.
This troll is unnaturally swift and unnaturally smart in order to figure out that it needs to dig up bodies that are freshly buried in order to not get caught and get in and out of town within a night. It came all this way, dug up a body, ate it, and then came all the way back in the course of a single night. This troll is unnatural.
Yeah.
You make a good point, actually.
The fact that it also actively avoided the town and went against its instincts to find more
What if
food and
it is not unnatural, but it is being commanded to do these things. Which means if it came for Tamius's body, maybe it wasn't just for food. If Tamius was buried with this item, what if somebody sent the troll to retrieve the body and the item? We could follow the troll to its next destination.
I look over at Willie. Go like,
Perfect
more
time for me to
traveling.
interject here, since Elverneth, our elder here, got extraordinary success with two little Gandalf runes there.
Damn.
You are admittedly well over 2,000 years old. Not only are you sure this is abnormally fast for a troll, you also have additional knowledge about trolls and the way things work in the world of Arda. Trolls are not just a big, giant, massive creature that punches holes through mountains. Trolls, much like orcs and goblins, were created by the great foe Morgoth. They were created as perversions of the Ents. No one knows where trolls came from or how long they live. But you have a general knowledge of the Ents and how long they could live. It is reasonable that a troll left to its own devices could live as long as, well, within reason, as long as elves. For a troll to be this wily, as Glowfrom has put it, and as unnaturally fast as you believe it to be, something sticks out in your mind in your shadow lore. Trolls, as well as orcs, goblins, and the men of Rudoir and other such people, were once coerced about 800 or 900 years ago by the Witch King of Angmar. Perhaps this troll could be a remnant of Angmar.
This is not good. Oh, no. Oh, Glowfrom can say nothing. Dot's panicking.
Okay, now take what he just said and put it into Elverneth's voice.
Yeah.
That she just repeats everything.
I have spent almost 20 years traveling this area. I know some things. I don't usually come this far south, but I'll tell you, I have passed this way from the east. Northeast of us from here is a location. Weathertop. Do you know it?
Yes, I'm familiar.
heard of it.
Oh, sorry, I'm reading the chat. What do I know about the Witch King of Angmar?
Oof. How about this, Dot? Tell me why you would know anything. Other than that there was a great war some 900 years ago. The dwarves
Yeah,
were
there was
not a
a big war.
participant.
That
The
we
dwarves
weren't a part of
The
it.
dwarves were not a
but-
part of it. Humans and elves were a part of it. You would know of the destruction of all of the human kingdoms historically.
I would say the only thing I would know is either secondhand stories. So
Mhm.
anybody that I would have overheard or eavesdropped upon. So over the 20 years of travel written down, a story, a song, a poem. Or I have maybe had a little peek at a book, a scroll or two. And I imagine I probably have at least seen Weathertop from a distance or in some of the local areas. So I don't know. Willie and I also did some some investigating together. And we technically haven't defined what it is we found or what information came of them their travels.
Okay.
On top of that, Orphan is also the fact that he is a ranger, would that be a part of his?
Orphan, you don't have to roll for this at all. You and Elverneth don't have to roll for this. This would be general knowledge for you. Some general knowledge for you, a lot more specific knowledge for Elverneth, who might have been there. Dot, I will take a song roll from you.
Oh,
Ooh.
a song, you say?
Ooh.
On the occasion, I'm known to play a dittle. Today, though... Oh, it's not favored. It's okay.
Okay.
I got a failure.
Okay.
Oh, so close.
So you know the general sense that a kingdom of shadow rose in the northeast of Eriador, brought on by Sauron, and marched to the southwest, destroying what was left of the Dunedain kingdoms, the kingdoms of man here in the west.
Okay.
But no specifics on that. You know there were orcs, goblins, trolls,
I know
humans.
this witch king. He's part of a song I once heard. Led some army for some dark power. All fantasy and fairy tale, but it said the men fought trolls and goblins and such. It seems, I
was-
mean, you know.
Most certainly not fairy tale. It was quite horrific, actually.
You were there?
Yes.
Really?
Just
What are you
historical
doing
fact.
after this, Elrona? Want to get a drink? Tell me a story.
I think my stories are not quite safe with you yet, Clifford. Maybe
Right.
one day.
Well,
though.
then, I'd say I've heard a song about a king. And if you've also heard that same song, maybe you know a little bit more about this witch king of Angmar.
For KP, since you are you have admitted to having you're a little bit short on your Tolkien knowledge here.
Yes.
For Orphan, this whole area used to be the Dunedain kingdom of Arnor. Used to be the Númenórean kingdom of Arnor. The last official king of Númenor died. He had 3 sons. The 3 sons couldn't decide who would be next. A bunch of lords backed other sons, and it didn't go to like the right of hierarchy, right? They decided to not go to war and instead split up Arnor into Arthedain, Rhudaur, and Cardolan, which if you zoom out on the map, you can see all those places. The Witch King of Angmar essentially went to war with all of them, and that is why there is no more Kingdom of Men in the West. Angmar and the armies of Angmar are why you don't have a home.
You see, I think that at this point, Orphan is more stoic, more so than normal. He's not, and you see, if you were to observe him, he's there's a bit of sadness, a bit of respect, and probably actually an underlying anger in there of what happened to his people and why essentially his situation is the way it is because of all of this. So yeah, I think he divulges this information. He tells them that this was our home. This was This is where we come from. Where I come from, or at least should have. But it's not more. There's nothing more here. And if that creature is heading in that direction that we think it is, if it's remnants of those times, then we have to take action. We must go now, because if there's anything beyond that, if it's more than one creature, if there's truly something that is controlling it, driving it, we must act. Otherwise, the consequences could be much more than we can imagine. We need to head now.
I would agree.
Sorry, Willie.
Willie, would you like some jerky or cheese?
Or more lambus bread.
No, I don't think I'm quite hungry right now. Thank you, though.
So,
Shall we be off?
shall we be off? As much as I like the two of you, and as much as we have done traveling together and drinking ale and sharing stories and laughs, I'm not interested in fighting any ancient witch king. Wouldn't even know where to start. He led armies in ancient ages to slaughter men and elves. What are the five of us and two horses going to do if we follow a troll back?
We're not going to fight the entire army. The best we can do is fight at least a troll and stop him, and then use that opportunity to investigate further. If there's anything beyond this, if there's any chance that there's something more than a simple troll, and this is the start, if this is the remnants of something that is about to happen beyond, it is our duty to go and at least investigate.
But it is your duty. Let me tell you. If you want to find out who he's working for, then you're going to let the troll live and you follow him to his next stop.
Well, then that's what we should do, shouldn't we? I mean, that's what we were doing tonight, right? At least we should be close enough with it and not get lost.
Do you know how that song goes? The song about
Which?
the Witch King of Angmar.
I would assume I would, right? I would assume at least some lore-wise, I would know.
I mean, you would know the lore of what happened. Maybe you're not entirely sure what specific song Glowfrom is referencing, but you know what happened to the Witch King of Angmar.
Yeah.
Oh, I know the song. I've heard it. It's only
Indeed.
sung in the darkest of night by those who don't sit by fire and share in tales. It's a ballad, a requiem. The Dark Lord has come. A black glory shall reign. Immortal his soul is the king of the dead. Through pain rules the world, and vengeance shall bring, corrupting the men and enslaving their hearts. Lord of the Nazgul, ride servant of chaos. Bringer of death, ride Lord of the Nazgul, ride. Let's spread your black wings and scream your triumph. Now tell me, Orphan, you want to go trolling behind a troll? To go find out if he's working for potentially one of the darkest powers that has ever stepped foot on Middle Earth. Not the darkest, but...
And the alternative is to let it go. And
It is.
Do you see these lands? Do you see these lands? They were not flat, barren lands. These were cities. These were civilizations. People lived here. My people lived here and thrived. And one creature of the dark destroyed all of that. And if there's any chance that that remnant is still around, then not only are you not safe and I not safe, the rest of these lands are no longer safe.
I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm just saying maybe we should go tell someone else. instead of getting all wrapped up in it and maybe getting ourselves dead. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I ain't got nothing but a hammer and my boots on me.
Any sort of help that we can ask for in this time is miles away.
Well, this is exactly why I said that we needed to talk to the brigade. But no, nobody wanted to go summon the brigade.
Well, listen, friends, we only have a few more hours, if not less than that, okay? Perhaps we're already here, and I feel like it would be our duty to at least take a look from a safe distance to see what it could potentially be. It might not be anything. It could just be a normal troll who's just a little hopped up on some energy, and it could be whatever. It might not be anything. Again, these tales are tales. What are the odds that it could be? And, I'm just saying, if it is what we say, you would be the dwarf that would bring the news back. Well, you would be the one that brings the tale and creates the tale that starts other tales.
How about this? I'll sit off to the side where I can see you hiding behind a log, and I'll write the story as all of you act it out. You fight the troll, Glowfrom writes the story, and then Willie can sing a song.
Whatever it takes, then yes.
That being said, whatever it is that is on Timius's body, I would like to see that.
See, that's
Do
why I'm a
we-
bit concerned.
If you
Because
need it, then it's sorry. Go ahead.
Right. You've got this troll that's come all the way out. It's faster, it's smarter than a troll is supposed to be, and it's got this item, right? This bit of treasure that nobody's supposed to be known about, because Willie, Timmy's went ahead and
Willie.
and went on a cursed adventure and decided to come back with this thing and literally take it with him to the grave. Now, what's to say that item isn't some cursed item either?
I mean, yes, it's definitely concerning. Everything you're saying is correct, but
I was a bit more than concerned, Urgoth.
it's exciting. What if it is something? We would be able to see it firsthand.
Whatever it is, we need proof. We need to take back something. Do you really think anybody would believe any of us if we just walk into a city and be like, oh, look at this fancy troll that walked off? They'd be like, well, there's plenty of trolls out there. We don't have to worry about
I know
it.
the townspeople agree. They're quite nice people. They'd listen to the word that I say. We show them where the grave was. We show them all the footprints and the ash prints.
Right,
Okay,
but that doesn't
okay,
tell them.
all right. So we're in agreement. We need to at least find the troll. So let's find the troll. Let's be sneaky about it to keep our distance and see what's going on. And if it takes off running, and we can try to follow it. But maybe let's not run in swords, swinging. To start, and then if things get a little excited, we'll let you do your thing.
I could not agree with you more. We just want to go to take a peek to see what's there.
Okay, so who's leading the way?
Well, you are our guide.
Oh, damn it. I am. But I'm not following. I'm not the hunter. Do I have to roll?
I was going to say our hunter is probably the best to follow the tracks.
Yeah, I can. I will.
I'll
go.
tell you this, as a traveler, we may want to leave the horses a little ways off. The last thing we need is the troll smelling them and coming out, or them getting hurt or something. So they've got to walk all the way back to Bree. Now, then you're gonna have a really upset Willie.
No, we should definitely time up. As an escape plan, as an exit strategy, just in case.
I like it. Exit strategy.
Orphan hears Elverneth say very, very quietly, our horses will be absolutely nothing if that troll turns on us and we run.
Did you say something?
No.
I know. I nod, understanding.
As you
so-
slow the horses and approach the South Downs proper, you see this sloping landscape before you. Shale rocks, valleys, and leading to more hills, and these craggly rocks, and essentially every time you climb a hill, there's a dozen more behind it. As you slow the horses to approach this rocky outcropping of area, I would like a roll from our scouts. I would like explore rolls from both Orphan and Elverneth.
Real quick
Okay.
question.
Yes.
As we're going down this, as a experienced hunter and a person, pretty much an outdoorsy person, I assume I would have some sort of like provisions along with me, right? Whether that's like dry jerky or some kind of just travel rations that's
Yeah.
not bread.
Yeah.
As we're walking, can I, if I look over to Willie, do I see any sense of like fear or concern or just like anything that may have shaken him to his core? Not out of hunger, but just from the fear of what we're doing.
He's definitely looking a bit. He's very hesitant, very cautious. Doing what almost like a small child would, and kind of making themselves look small. That way, that they could be unseen if they need to be.
Okay. And are you trying to hide that or anything? Just I don't know. I don't want to
Oh, no,
pursue.
no, not
okay,
at all.
okay. I won't.
Willie wears his emotions on his sleeves, not
Okay,
not one
cool.
to quite hide them.
So Urgoth is gonna kind of walk next to Willie and just like kind of pass him a little bit of like like his premium smoked meat, like the things that he keeps very, very personal. And then he kind of like pushes it to your hand and he kind of like nods over to you and goes, Master Hobbit, I promise you we'll get back home for whichever third or fourth dinner that you normally take. Nothing's gonna happen. And I try to say, I know Paul is not comforting, but he is going to try to say that in the most comforting voice that he can possibly do.
Thank you, Urgot. Thank you.
Don't share that. It's really good meat. And then I kind of like skip away a little bit.
But you're gonna share it with me, right? Just enable. I take it. You know, if things, this is just like when me and you go out, you know, investigating by ourselves. If anything gets going bad, just get behind me. It'll be fine. We'll be fine, Willie.
There's just a mighty big difference between a wolf and, you know, an evil troll that's cursed with a shadow.
Okay, well, that's
There's a mighty big difference between that.
all those words were in fact said, but I don't know that they were said in that particular order. This could be bad. Who knows? It could just be any old troll. I've seen a troll before. Well, wolves aren't the worst thing Glowfrom's come up against. You ever been a woman in a dwarven society? It'll be fine.
Paul, could you roll me Enhearten with a bonus dice of +1?
Ooh.
Sure.
A great feat success. Outstanding.
I'm encouraging motherfuckers.
Urgoth, you have
premium meat.
you have a +1 bonus die. So you can write this down somewhere. You have a bonus die of 1 to resist the shadow on your next
hell
roll.
yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, I was right here. Plus
Willie,
1.
You have a bonus dice of 2 to resist the shadow on your next
Ooh.
shadow roll. You have been enheartened by Urgoth. His words have rang true, and his meat was just what you needed.
All right. No, there you go, Mike.
I could do it too, Dot.
It doesn't sound as good coming out your mouth.
Well,
I
you know,
got a vouch for down on that one.
you know, I can't do a Scottish accent, so okay, so outstanding. A failure from both of our scouts. That couldn't have been better comparatively to what's been happening here. So, are you approaching on foot or are you approaching slowly on horseback? You guys tell me. I didn't get a clear answer.
On foot, as stealthy as possible.
Are you-
Anything?
Are you leading the horses or are you tying the horses off to like a rock?
Tying it.
I think we
Right.
tied them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outstanding. You all begin to slowly creep your way through these hills. You're moving as quickly and quietly as you possibly can through these hills. This area is, as I said, like a rolling landscape of shale and like barely covered grass, like pockmarks of grass. The area is sort of treacherous. There's like canyons that just are valleys that will just end in a box canyon. There's plenty of loose stones and little holes you can trap a foot or roll an ankle in. This is not a friendly environment to be in. So even if you weren't being stealthy, you'd still have to go slow and pick your route carefully. Which your two scouts are absolutely picking their route very, very carefully. That being said, it is the waning hours of daylight. Fuck. Your conversation about Angmar and whether or not we should pursue this troll did eat up some time.
Damn it.
And you are approaching the twilight hours. You are seeing the sun start to dip below or lower on the horizon. You know that you have roughly maybe an hour left of sunlight, and therefore an hour left to exist in a world where this troll does not find you first or start running again. What's the matter, Paul?
I thought he was just gonna leave. You never said anything about him finding us first.
I'm so sorry.
Elverneth has failed to mention that trolls can smell.
Yeah.
And can also find us.
Yeah.
Once they
Fuck.
Yeah.
So here's the situation, right? So Elverneth and Orphan, you guys have separated just enough that you can still see each other, but you're looking for pathways through this area, right?
Yeah.
You haven't lost sight of the trolls trail. However, what you do notice is that the troll path has gone through a large set of brambles. This thing has weaved its way through brambles to go to wherever it's going. Now, you can follow through these brambles. It may be dangerous. You have no idea what's lurking in there. Or you can scout an area to go around, which will take more time.
I turn to Elverneth and wait for her signal or instructions.
Well, we're separated a little bit, but I think at this point we've probably developed at least rudimentary hand signals, so that
like bird call signs or things like that as well. If we're out of sight to be heard.
Probably have one or two bird calls, but this is not the time to use that.
I'm just saying, like,
we are going
out
with
of
silent signs. So Elverneth will probably signal to try to pick a route around and also look for hiding spaces.
Okay.
Just so I know, hiding spaces for you or hiding spaces for a troll?
For us.
Okay. Cool.
Well, yes, both.
Okay.
Probably something, some sort of hand signal for look for shelter. Careful enemies nearby.
Yeah.
Okay.
I signal back as I'm looking, like, should I go back and inform the rest or stick to this first?
And then you get like a hand wave, like go back. But look.
Yeah. So I think that's what Orphan will do. He'll follow the path back, but along the way look for ways that things could be hidden or look for the paths around.
Okay.
Cool. One that instructed.
So
to make it back to the team.
What I would like from both of our scouts here is another explore roll.
Oh.
As you look for a way around this briar patch, essentially.
Okay.
Is there anything I should do as as I'm tracking this, or?
No, you are good to go.
Okay.
Okay. Orphan doubling back to rally the group. So essentially, Urgoth, essentially, Orphan and Elvrith have ranged out ahead of you to try to find the path. Right. Orphan is now doubling back, and on your way, you do find a way around this like valley of brambles. You do find a way that you can still see the path and get around this thing as you head back and gather your allies and explain to them what the hell is going on here.
Would I still be within sight of
Sure.
Lorneth?
Yeah.
So I will signal and point to the area and say path here, to let her know so that she can come back. And then I'll go and grab the rest.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I'll meet you there.
You grab the rest. You communicate to Elverneth. You guys find the path around these brambles and deeper into the downs. Yes.
Just a quick question. When Orphan points it out and finds it, does Elverneth ever sign anything like a good job kind of a thing?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Like a confirmation, yes. Like you see a nod.
Yeah,
And,
but not
she starts
that's a tough
and
love
she
right
starts walking back.
Yeah. You don't get kudos for doing your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are able to regroup, find this new path that Orphan found, or locate the path that Orphan found, and work your way around this bramble-filled valley. On the other side, it does take some time. The sun is dipping low. You're seeing probably about like half sun here. You are able to refine the path, the troll path, essentially. And collectively, as you all head deeper and deeper into the downs, you begin to hear a slow, rhythmic, almost humming at first. Elverneth, your keen ears sort of perk at this, and what starts out as like a hum is a snore. A loud, low, rumbling snore. Wherever the troll is, it is close, and at this very second, it is still asleep. What are you guys doing?
We're grouped up, right? Like
You
we're
are
still together.
You are together now.
Okay, I'm gonna whip up my spear, but I'm gonna look at the group and be like,
I turn to Elvorneth and say, asleep, tied down?
We're
You're
right,
together.
we're right here.
Oh, okay. Well, in terms of like, I don't know if they could hear like how well the
Nope.
troll's hearing is, even if it's asleep.
Elverneth just whispers, we should probably figure out at least where I believe it's through the brambles.
Mhm.
We should continue on this path to see if there's a way out on the other side or somewhere we can post up and watch. I do believe it may be, if we find it, we could wake it up, but I am very hesitant to take life if I don't need to. And I do agree that, oh God. Sorry, she does not say that. Oof. Sorry, you broke me in chat. Whew. I do try to watch and not engage unless I really need to. I think Glowfrom has a good point that if we let it leave, then we can follow it and see where it goes. However, I definitely don't want to get all the way to the King of Angmar. That is very undesirable.
I mean, they are capable of speech, I believe, right? We could possibly
Yes.
put it at sword point and interrogate.
Some of them, but not all of them.
I assume if this one was capable of finding its way into town, digging up a body, and burying it again to cover its tracks, then it probably can speak as well, at least rudimentary language.
Also, if he's asleep, maybe we can see what was his name? Timmy, Tommy, Jimmy,
Timius.
Timmy's, yeah.
Timius.
Whatever he was carrying, maybe it's near the sleeping troll.
I he likely ate Timius. He was moving here on all fours, so he wasn't really in a position to carry very much.
We gotta at least get eyes on this thing, no?
Lord Master,
Yeah, buddy.
want to go ahead and roll an awareness? Everybody else is talking in I think, with my keen eye, in a little bit of eagerness. I'd like to at least just get a look at the troll, see it, and then leave. Can I perceive anything?
I think that's a great idea, Willie.
Oh no!
God.
Oh no! God no!
I have a question.
You
Said
fucked up
stay
there, Gnome. You
behind
fucked
me,
up.
Willie. Stay behind
I have a
me.
question for you.
Yes.
First of all, how close do you go to the source of this rhythmic snoring?
I mean, probably close enough to try to get an eye on it.
Okay,
I've never, Willie's never seen a troll before.
that's true. It's an
Not
exciting
at
moment
least
for you.
He ate once.
I would like 2 rolls from you. I'll let you decide to which order in which you give them to me for luck or whatever you want to believe in. But I'll take an awareness roll, and I'll also take a stealth.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do stealth because that seems like that would be the right thing
Oh,
to do
boy.
first.
Oh boy!
Ooh, feat success.
Nice.
Okay.
All right,
Nice,
all
nice,
right,
nice.
not bad, not bad. And then an awareness roll,
Oh,
but a failure.
Okay. Okay.
A terrible
You
failure. Why is my target number 18? Oh my god.
Jesus.
Why is it in strength? It's
You are an
awareness.
oblivious hobbit.
This should be worse.
awareness is awareness is more of, we can re-roll that. So awareness is more to notice like an ambush. It's your ability to react to something unexpected. It's your general awareness of the things around you. If you'd like to retry that roll with, let's say, a scan. Actually, it wouldn't be scan because you're not like examining it.
I'm not examining it, right. I looked at it and when I was reading scan, it made it seem like awareness is to perceive the room around you.
Yeah. It's like your perception versus investigation.
It's a perception. Yeah, it's a perception roll.
I will take a scan. I think a scan is fine here.
I'm
Well,
not
what a
I'll
very
let you
generous
I'll
lore
let you
master.
re-roll that with a scan.
okay.
Still not good.
Failure either way. Okay.
Yep, either way. No sweat.
Also, for the players here, if you don't know what your skill do, if you mouse over the word, it has a big giant tooltip
Correct.
that tells you
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
I
a
did
huge
not
paragraph in there.
know that.
Yeah, it's massive.
No.
Like a whole paragraph of what it does.
Ah.
Outstanding. So your party has been doing a lot of talking, Willie, and you didn't seem like you wanted to be here to begin with. So there hasn't been a whole lot you've added to the conversation other than there's hot food back there. But this discussion on what to do and when to do it and how to do it and who to do it to has taken its toll, and your curiosity has been piqued. You walk off stealthily, like a little burger hobbit. And you wend your way through these stones and little brambles and prickle bushes, and you follow the sound of this rhythmic snoring. And you see 2 pieces of shale stone just sort of like erupted out like an earthquake, right? Almost like a teepee. And beneath that, in a small cave, maybe 10 feet deep if you're being generous, is a large troll. This may be the biggest thing you've ever seen, I would say. This troll is not what you imagined. It's not what the stories have said. This troll has some weird like stone on its back, but like strapped to its back as if like an intentional thing. You see that this troll has like foot wraps, like it's wrapped its feet up in some sort of like rudimentary shoe. You can see that at its waist, for it, a knife. For you, possibly a longsword. This thing is a fairly sizable blade here, and it has piecemeal clothing. You see some bits of like chainmail, some bits of like leather. It seems to have made some amalgam of a shirt or some kind. And you see its chest rise and fall, and then you hear and one of its big beefy arms reaches up and grabs onto the shale stone and pulls itself up. And that is the first of our corruption bars. As this thing shakes itself off and you see dust and debris sort of leave it, you can see this thing turn towards you but hasn't spotted you yet. Turn towards you. You see its massive head, its jaw is kind of like not unhinged, but its jaw is kind of like offset, like perhaps it was broken and never healed properly on one side. Its black beady eyes just sort of dart back and forth in the darkness as it watches for the last like waning rays of sunlight to disappear. And it steps out and sort of stretches like you would when you get out of bed, right? It without a care in the world. And all of you hear that roar. As for you, it seems like an aggressive thing. For Willie alone, this seems like a morning yawn for this thing. You see this troll has hair, while scraggly and shitty. It has hair, and it has the makings of what could have been a beard at one time. This troll looks old. Based on what Elverneth said, it may be. Now that you're looking at it, this looks like an old troll. But it has not noticed you, scratches its bum a little bit, adjusts its belt that you see around, adjusts its clothing that it's wearing, and it starts to walk out of its cave. What do you do?
This is for Willie, right? Okay,
This is just Willie. He's the only one
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Oh, the urge for sight and putting my eyes on the treasure. Do I see anything shiny in particular, or anything that would look very much more out of place?
Ooh. With a
Artemius's body?
With a failed scan roll, you
Mhm.
do not.
Okay. I kind of like take a moment, I think, to look back to see if my companions have caught up, or were they
Did
right
we even
there?
notice?
I'm
you
gonna
left?
say because this moment was brought to you by corruption. This is happening while they're bickering about what to do. You
Oh,
all
you
hear
bitch.
the roar, and
Oh,
we'll
I
we'll
go quiet when the war
Yeah,
when the roar
we-
happens. I
we'll
We all
we'll
kind of
cut
Type
crouched
out.
down.
we'll cut back to you, but in the seconds from the roar or the yawn, in your case, Willie, to now, they have not had enough time to move quietly towards that sound. So you are in this weird limbo moment where you are hidden from a troll who looks like it could swallow you whole.
I'm going to, just in case, I'm going to kind of open up my vest pocket a bit, and I'm going to pull out a trinket, some piece of metal, whatever I found, a golden thimble or something, and I'm going to just set it down kind of where I'm at. And I'm going to start leaving a little trail for my friends and companions to be able to come to find me. Because as this thing is starting to go, I'm going to start to go as well.
You're gonna follow the troll.
But that's what we're here to do. Is to
that
follow
was
this
the
troll,
plan.
right?
Yeah.
That's what Orphan wanted. That's why we're here.
Not by yourself.
Willie's
God,
just
Orphan
trying
is
to do his
Gandalf.
job.
Yeah.
Orphan is Gandalf.
How dare
Um,
you? Don't insult me like
Okay.
that,
Okay.
sir.
Cool. Yeah.
Come to
You
look out.
have.
I saw something.
Yeah. You sure did. Okay. I'll say with who Willie is, you have enough bits and bobs. I'll let you know when you run out. We'll roll for something when you run out of bits and bobs, right? You start putting a little shiny trinket or a little something out of place. The troll has not seen you yet. It lumbers out of its cave, sniffs around, looks at the last waning rays of sunlight, turns towards the south, and at first slowly begins to lumber southbound. As you take a few steps, you drop another trinket down. We're going to cut back to the rest of the group.
Okay.
You are currently bickering about. Oh, sorry, Willie, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Do I get a sense that it's about to sprint? Like
At
to spring
this-
into action?
At this moment, no.
Okay.
It seems like it's taking a leisurely morning stroll. It hasn't detected you. Yeah, it hasn't detected you or any threat, so it seems to be moving at a regular. It may in the future, but
All
right
right,
now it's not about to drop down on all fours and start hoofing it.
Okay. If I might ready to action, if I feel that it is about to take off, I would like to position myself behind the rock, up in the shells, and oh God,
Don't do it.
blast this took
Oh my
this took lineage,
god.
leap
Oh my!
onto the stone on its back. If
Oh!
it starts making a sprint,
Yeah,
you could cut.
yeah, I like that.
My god.
You are all currently bickering about what to do, how to do it, when to do it, as the sun is slowly sinking behind the horizon.
Do we hear the roar?
As your conversation continues, you hear this.
Okay.
Where's me Willie?
Urgoth, as Glorfim says that, Urgoth would immediately go into like focus mode
Mhm.
and just start tracking Willie and start going in whichever direction that I think Willie went, without losing sight of his companions. But he would basically just go like hound dog mode and try to figure out where Willie could have been.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what, Paul. I'll tell you what. Just for shits and gigs here, since we have
I
so
never
many.
like anything you say.
Yeah, I
at
know.
this point.
Since we have so many skills to roll here, you are a trained warrior. Roll me awareness.
I swear to God, I thought he was going to say, since we have so many corruption bars here, I was like,
No.
You,
You
just
are
spend it all.
Okay, awareness. Let me see real quick. Sorry. Awareness. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Success.
outstanding.
Success.
So you go into ready mode. The spear is out. It is gripped tight. It is in combat mode. The roar happens. All this stuff. The first thing you do is look around and assess your surroundings, and you notice that Willie is missing. You begin tracking Willie. Roll me hunting. You always have the option of just running straight towards the sound.
Yeah, I mean, I failed the hunting.
Yeah, so you look around. So here's what I'll say. You look around and you don't see any path that could be Willie. He is so small and easily hidden that he didn't break a single branch, but you know that roar came from a single direction.
When I realize that Willie's gone,
Mhm.
Glowfrom drops her pipe and can I scan the area for signs of Willie? Or
yeah,
the
I'll let you-
bubbles he's dropping?
So he didn't start dropping the baubles until he got to the mouth of the cave.
Okay, so can I at least roll a scan to look for my dear friend? Why would he run off?
It would be hunting to track him.
Oh, to track him. Okay.
Even if I failed, I think I would still take the risk and start going towards the sound, but carefully.
Yeah, absolutely, you can do that. No roll needed to run towards danger.
Would Elvornet, considering her experiences and her expertise, be able to notice maybe earlier than the rest when Willie left us, or perhaps be better at grabbing this before it happened?
I don't know that Eris is able to roll. Eris, are you still here? Do you still hear us?
I'm working on resetting my Roll20 password because
That's fine.
my computer died, so I'm logging in on a new computer.
somebody
So we're
else's?
just
Yeah,
if someone wants to roll for
I
we
will-
can roll for
I
you
will.
until
I
you
will
can
roll.
rejoin us.
I will roll awareness for you.
I'm about to log in again, but I'm not there
Yeah.
yet.
So an awareness for so a great success. So you notice perhaps just before the roar that Willie is missing. But because you were so essentially, KP, to answer your question, because you were all in the throes of conversation, that's why you didn't notice him quietly slip off, right? You were all talking in a big person's world. You're all talking up here, and he's 3 feet down there, right? So yes, for right before possibly Urgoth notices is when Elverneth just glances down to just behind Glowfram and realizes there's no one behind them. Urgoth, however, has slowly or cautiously taken off towards the sound. What are the rest of you doing?
Oh, if he's taking me hobbit, there's a dead troll tonight.
Yes, I would expect we should move towards the sound swiftly and as silently as possible.
Okay.
Glowfram pulls
Agreed.
down her helm and pulls out her mattock.
Okay.
Yeah, I pull out my long sword and take my shield from the place I have strapped to my back under my cloak, and we'll buckle that on.
Great.
You see Ofen grab the spear that's on his back, and then the shield as well that's covering that, and follows behind.
Outstanding. What I'll need from all of you, minus Willie, is a stealth roll.
That may be a problem.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Oh, I did it! I did it! I'm coming, Willie.
Are
I'm
you
coming.
fucking kidding me, dude? Fuck you, roll 20. Fuck you.
I only see Glowframs right now. No, it's everyone individually, KP. Don't try to.
What? This is gonna be a
Dude,
group thing.
okay, so I'll read it to you if you don't have it. Dot got a success. KP got a feat success. I got a failure, even though I'm favored in it. And then Eris got a great success.
Okay. So KP, to answer your question, everything is and also isn't a group thing. If there's enough bonus successes, you guys can cover each other's failures. So the 4 of you begin to head in the direction of the roar, which for you at this moment is just a straight line. You head towards that area, and we'll say Glowfram, because you're actively looking for, as you put it, your Willie. You see a small silver thimble glinting in the dredges of sunlight.
Such a child.
Wait, I signal without special hand gestures. I just stop. And I point to the thimble. This is one of Willie's little baubles. Look, he left us a trail, like a good little hobbit.
Why didn't he just stay here? Why didn't he just come back?
Because he's a bad hobbit.
No. He's a good hobbit.
Everyone,
You encouraged him.
he
I
is
start
obviously
his
following the
bubbles.
trails. Let's go. Elverneth is not wasting time talking.
And I pick up every one of his baubles because I know each one of them means so much to Willie. So I make sure Willie gets all of his little bits back.
Okay. So Glowfram is bringing up the rear, searching for little bits and bobs. The 4 of you head down following this path, and there you see, lumbering over one of these hills, this troll. Glowfram, you've seen a cave troll. A stone troll. Sizable difference. Orphan, you may or may not have seen a troll before. Massive.
Probably read about them more so.
Urgoth, probably the first one you've ever seen. And Elverneth, this is maybe one of the biggest you've ever seen. You also immediately mark its intelligence that it has made itself some sort of clothes, some sort of shoes, that it has a weapon, like in a hilt, essentially, like in a sort of scabbard. And as the 4 of you like crest the top of one of these hills, you see the troll is down towards the bottom of one of the hills, about to ascend the other one, and you see a large outcropping of rock, kind of think Pride Rock, right? And on the tip of that, you see a small hobbit, crouched, eyes pointed directly at the troll, loaded like a spring. What do the four of you do?
Oh.
What can we do?
I mean, I'm not going to do nothing because until Willie does something. Did we pass through its sleeping chambers?
You passed by it. That's where that's where all the baubles were.
I didn't see Timaeus's body when we passed through, did I?
No.
Or nothing of interest, no kind of hoarding.
Nope.
He just passed through here for the night. This was just a stop and go.
Yep.
Okay. I go, what is it? My eyes get really big. Don't do it, Willie. My mustache is twitching.
Is there any way that we can, at least one of us can get into position between Willie and the troll? Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
They're
between-
down a
jump on
ways,
there.
right?
between Willie and the troll.
Yeah,
know,
or
you
at
might
least
be
get
fast
within
enough.
like eyesight of Willie so that we can like signal to him to like wait or
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So okay. So
If there
Here's-
is an opportunity for movement like that, I believe Urgoth would take it.
okay. So I will give all of you one action. Glowfrom's was to go no and talk about our mustache. If you'd like to try to get between where Willie is and the troll is, I would need a successful athletics roll.
Okay.
I think Elvorn that or Orphan looks towards Elvorn that have at this point had some level of like not telepathic but just like instinctually know what to do in this sort of a situation based on just being together for so long. Would he be able to understand immediately? Sometimes like you just don't have time for words, time for signs and things.
No, I can't say we've ever been in this position before where we're trying to save a hobbit from jumping on a troll's back.
Before I make my roll,
No,
Mike, is there anything else like movement wise? Like, can you explain to me one more time, just like geographically where everyone is and where Willie is and this troll is?
Yeah. So you guys are all basically on the top of a hill.
Okay.
The troll is at the bottom of said hill, about to start walking up another hill.
Okay.
And somewhere in that valley, there is a large outcropping of rock that is just high enough to position Willie over the troll. And Willie looks like he is coiled like a cobra, ready to pounce.
Can I just say, if I'm doing anything, it's moving towards Willie, not the troll.
Yeah, you can quietly move towards Willie.
That's my plan. That's what Glowfrom's up to. She's kind of creeping. Will.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna move to one side, trying not to get us all clumped up, because trolls can only target one thing at a time.
That is true.
Yep. So I'm going to try to get. I'm going to move to try to get within eyesight of Willie.
Okay.
To see if I can get his attention.
Okay. If you're trying to do it fast and not quiet, I would need the athletics roll. If you're just trying to get there, like if you're in a race against time, if you think you're not going to make it before Willie jumps, you need to make me an athletics check.
All right. I'm gonna do an athletics check. I don't think I would try to get in between. I think I would try to like go closer to Willie to grab him.
Okay.
I don't think Elverneth would sacrifice stealth for it.
Okay.
Oh.
But as I'm moving, I will actually put my sword back in its sheath and grab my bow from on top.
Okay.
Dude,
Back.
I know this is a
Nock
wrong
an arrow.
decision, but
Oh
this,
no.
yeah, I know. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna go for it.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to, because Urgoth is not the smartest fella, and if he sees his friend about to do something stupid, he's going to kind of act hastily.
Okay.
So I will do as best as I can to try and grab Willie from jumping. So
Okay.
whatever is needed to get that extra momentum, I think he would sacrifice that
Okay.
for stealth.
So you give all pretenses of stealth and roll me an athletics check.
I fucking hate Roll20. I fucking hate Roll20.
So-
oh no.
I am the worst
What
hunter
is-
in the world.
What is Orphan doing, just so I know?
I think he's just he's gonna follow behind Elvornet, but
Okay.
yeah, just follow and hope and pray to God that they make it in time before Willie
Okay.
does what he's about to do.
So we see this hilltop.
Oh, actually, at this entire time, Willie's not looking at us, right? He doesn't
Correct.
see us. Okay.
He is laser focused on the troll, who also doesn't see you.
This could go horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. But I do have a spear I can throw. And as a way to get Willie's attention without alerting the troll, I would like to see if I can throw the spear in front of Willie without because the troll is facing the other way and is walking off all the way out where, correct?
If
Or he's
Elverneth sees you preparing to throw a spear, you're going to get on.
No.
So here's what I'll say. You can silently throw the spear.
Oh,
Mhm.
I didn't know that was
You-
an option. Damn it.
It's a short spear, it can be.
You cannot silently land the spear.
Right. The spear's
Oh.
gonna make noise on
I thought it was
rock.
gonna-
That's
Not
why
on the rock, but
Elverneth said no.
Yeah.
Imagine it doesn't stick. It just ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Or he's
I meant to
or
be more
Oops
like the
corruption
Thurs.
bar. Willie's now a shish kebab.
Yeah. Yeah, you are in a rocky terrain. There is nowhere that
Never
can
mind.
land without rattling and making a bunch of noise.
Okay, then never mind. I
Okay.
call it back. I call it
So,
back. Yeah,
I
you
just
follow.
imagine that scene from Lord of the Rings when Merry or Pippin accidentally
Knocks the bucket down. Yeah, yeah. So we see this hilltop of four friends: an elf, a Dunedain, a man of Dale, and a dwarf of the Blue Mountains. Sees this scene about to unfold. The dwarf breaks left to try to rescue her friend. The elf and the Dunedain break right to silently try to intercept this area between the troll and their friend mounted on top of this rock. And the man of Dale, spear in hand, charges straight down the middle. Willie, these are in the moments, the mere seconds before you recognize anything is happening. That troll has just started striding up the top of that, or up the bottom of that hill. You see it stretch and sort of like almost crack its back and shake it out, and you see it start to lean forward. You are primed and ready in a position where you're fairly certain you could leap on the back of this. Describe to me what happens.
Oh no.
Willie, like primed like a cat,
But
right?
wiggle.
You know how they got the little wiggle butts? Willie's doing a little wiggle, and he kind of like crouches low. He's not quite the most athletic person. He just builds fences and he walks a lot. Doesn't do any heavy lifting or anything of that sort. But it's fairly certain that he understands trigonometry a little bit and takes the leap of faith and tries to jump on to where you said there was a big stone strapped to its back. He wants to try to get onto the stone, and if need be, like he's aiming a bit higher for the stone so that he could slide down to grab onto whatever is chained around or tied around. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you trying to do this without the troll being like noticing that you are jumping on?
He's assuming that it might not notice.
The world slows down. A tiniest pebble tumbles down from the shale underneath Willie's fingers as he grips the edge of this rock and launches himself forward. Glofrim's eyes snap to the right as her friend is airborne. Elverneth and Orphan snap to the left as they see the same thing. Urgoth looks up as Willie sails over him. And that's where we end tonight's episode.
You bitch.
We will see you next week to see what happens to Willie and the troll.
Oh boy.
Hey!
That was such a perfect moment to end. Thank you.
Yeah.
I also loved how everyone was doing like slow motion thing. That was
Yeah.
really cute.
Love me some cinematic narratives. That's it for us tonight. This episode was called Southbound and Down. Yeah, it was a good episode here. I can't wait to see this troll combat. This is a good
The South
fun...
Downbounds?
Yeah, the Southbound Downs. The down by the Southbound Downs.
It changes every time you say it.
This was such a fun episode. All the bickering was 10 out of 10. We're going to get out of here, though. We're going to get out of here. We're going to do our after show. We're going to get that up on Patreon for you guys. If you want access to that, Patreon link down below. Join us at the $5 tier. You get the insight of all these wonderful people, all the other shows, what their characters are feeling, what their players are feeling, what they think is going to happen next. All kinds of fun stuff.
And this is going to be a good one. I can guarantee
this is gonna be a good one.
This is going to be a good one.
Oh my god.
But before that happens, let's go around and do our introductions so we can get the hell out of here. We'll start with our flying hobbit. Gnome, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
What's up, everybody? My name is Noam. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Oh, and Tumblr. Oh, and Mastodon. Oh, and basically, Pillowfort and anywhere that is not Twitter, because Twitter's slowly dying. So you can follow me basically anywhere at NoMedic. I have reserved my name in multiple places just in case.
Smart.
Who knows? Yeah, go do that, y'all. You should absolutely go do that. I do TTRPG things. I don't have anything very specific, but you could join me and maybe Eris tomorrow morning. I don't know, for Gnome Brew. We didn't talk about it, but it's Friday, so there's probably a Gnome Brew.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I've been hanging out and hanging out with my girlfriends. Maybe
You're
they'll
on
want to join.
vacation. Enjoy your vacation. It's probably just gonna be me hanging out, or if anybody wants to come join.
I'll join you.
Void, you
I'll
want to?
come-
Yeah,
I'll
come join.
Yeah, I'll come
What
join
what
you.
time
I'll
is
play
it?
Eris for the day.
We only do it for an hour. At 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, from 9
I'll
to
join you.
10. Yeah, you want to come join? All
Yeah,
right.
I'll do
Yeah.
it.
I wish that's where my work starts. Hopefully,
Oh, see, I do it right before work, and we end right at work time. So
yeah.
that's why I bounce right away. But yeah, so I don't know. Come to my channel. Come hang out. Okay,
Hell
bye.
Next up, Aris, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm Eris Savad. I make things like these cute little potion bottle necklaces. Look at them. They're so
So
cute. You
cute.
can get them on my
Pretty.
website right now, and I will custom make you a potion of your choosing. There's some other cool stuff on my website, so just go poking around and you never know what you're gonna find. Also, side note, if you're shopping for holiday stuff, and I know everybody's gonna hate me for saying this, but like, do it as early as possible because there's a lot of reasons. But do it as early as possible.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true. A lot of supply chain shit going on right now. Dot, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hi, everybody. I'm Dot. You can find me where Little Red Dots are found. I'm doing all kinds of crazy stuff right now. But most of the time I'm over at Cobalt Press. I'm here twice a week as we wrap up our Alien game and we continue this crazy adventure. Yeah, and then I'm over with my podcast, Pod by Night. We just closed out a show earlier today. So the final episode of Scott Free, which is our Anarch game drops tomorrow. So right after Gnome Brew. And then we're launching 2 new shows. Cracked Crown, which follows the continuation of the Drac Pack to Chicago, and then we have gotten permission to continue the final and 3rd season of Stitch of Fate of SOS, which will be called The Shadows of Sybil this time. So my original Chicago game's coming back. So I got all kinds of stuff. And in a few weeks I'm going on a cruise. So bye.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Bye.
A lot of big things. KP also doing big things. Oh, good.
I wrote this much during our game.
Oh
That's
my.
true. So we have
my.
so here's some further incentive for patrons. Several of the players have started keeping journals in character and are sending me pictures of them eventually. And when they send them to me, those will be on Patreon. So if you want to see those, join the Patreon link down below. But KP, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hey everybody, you can find me as KP11 Studios and pretty much all the social medias. I am following Gnome's footsteps and trying to get that name pretty much anywhere and everywhere. I didn't even know half things that he mentioned, so I'm excited because except for Mastodon, I'm still confused about how to use that one. My name's on it. I have no idea how to use that, but it's there. And I will slowly also be having all the names, all the places, but grasping onto Twitter as long as I can because that's where I've made my community. So come check me out there, follow me, and you'll see all the updates. Lots of things happening. Don't even remember sometimes because this brain is silly. But yeah, just check me out there, and anytime new things come up, I will be updating. Outside of that, I'm here. I enjoy being with this amazing crew. I'm also back on. I don't think I'll try to be on next Tuesday, but I may have conflict. But following Tuesday, I definitely always will be on this show for our Glenbrook on Hold games. And then next Wednesday, we'll be back with the Not One Fun game, which is our running Feywild campaign. It's a Feywild D&D campaign. It is absolutely fun. It's very silly. It's meant to be not that serious and just have a blast and do goofy stuff together in D&D. So come check it out. I'm a stoned Indian kid in the body of a sapphire dragonborn monk. So that doesn't sell it to you.
We love to see it. Last but not least, Paul, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hello, my name is Paul. I'm here, and you can find me on Twitter if you want to. I don't really use it for anything though. I make games though, so yeah, go follow them though. Yeah.
Paul, I yell at everyone here for lackluster final plugs. Usually it's just Gnome. Paul, you're doing a thing with a company about YouTube. What's that about?
Oh yeah. So I guess I am doing something. Sorry. I do a consulting work for a company called YouTubeJobs.co.
There you go.
It's for individuals who are trying to get into the YouTube scene. I've been in the YouTube scene for over like 10 years. I've worked with a lot of really big creators, all the way from 1.2 to 5 million subscribers to training with like the teams like with Mr. Beast and all them. So it's been a lot of fun learning and working with other creatives about improvement of behind the scenes stuff for YouTube. And one of the people that I really respect, his name is Patty Galloway. He's like a YouTube consultant who works with really large creators. He made a career website called ytjobs.co. So if you are a thumbnail artist, if you're a video editor, a producer, or anything that just wants to get into the YouTube business, you can go to that website, make an account. You can reach out to me as well, and I can help get your account kind of verified or kind of figured out, because that's what I consult on, and help you guys out there if anyone is out there that wants to get into that field. But yeah, check it out. It's really cool. I respect Patty a lot, and he really, really helps creators out a lot. So
hell yeah.
Bam, bam.
Awesome.
Basically, what we're saying is Paul's a badass.
That's true.
No.
That's true. Paul's a badass. KP's famous. And we're just living in their light.
I hate you.
That being said, that's it from us. We had a blast. We will see you next week for more of these shenanigans. So from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.